Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's Hightower 5000 here. Today bringing you a brand new episode of Road to Max. Today we're on to episode number 39. This video is going to be a little bit different because hopefully we're just going to do this video in a day. It's not exactly though going to be a Road to Max episode, and I'm going to talk you through my logic behind it. So in my previous episode of Road to Max I said that I want to do a lot of stuff. As if we go into here right now, I'm working towards a Charming Imp, so I need 100,000 tokens. I previously had one, I got PK'd. That was probably 6 months ago or something, and I hate doing combat without getting a Charming Imp because I feel it's not as purposeful, if you know what I mean. And I would really like that, so I can then go ahead and do combat, so I can then train Invention, so I can sort of do multiple skills here at once. I can do Slayer, I can do combat orientated skills, I can get stuff at least for summoning, and then I can also go ahead and try to train up Invention as well, which is the aim. However, it comes to my attention in the Road to Max videos now, because I'm not getting levels as frequently as I used to back when I first started the series when my total level was under 2000, it means that you're not really getting to see that side of me playing RuneScape, which is quite unfortunate. I realise I'm a bit late to sinkholes here, I've been fannying around updating some thumbnails, But anyway, I do feel that the Road to Max has sort of got very dry, it's very bland, because I'm not getting a level every single day necessarily. How can I not? I just want to right click and ready up, but where is your name, Nabe? I don't see his fucking name. Talk to, there we go, enter dungeon. Right, so, and I mean, I feel the Road to Max, it's just like me recording a level every few days, talking about that skill, and you're not getting to see this side of things, me actually doing the stuff in between levels. And I watch this YouTuber sometimes, who I'm not going to mention in this video, because I want to probably give him a bigger shout out at another stage. He basically does like a progress video every single day on Darkscape. And I obviously don't play Darkscape, and I don't planning on doing a video every single day, but I would think about maybe changing up the Road to Max series to sort of bring more of a like storyline to it. Road to Max was originally like that when I was getting levels so frequently that I was getting maybe 2 or 3 levels a day. It was very, very meaningful because there wasn't long gaps in recording, whereas there now is a Road to Max. So not really at all sure how to go about it. If I'd maybe reformat Road to Max, I think that's what I might do. Tell me if you enjoy this video. Now with the rant over why this video is going to be a little bit different, I don't even know if I'm actually going to gain a level in this video, to be honest. I remember last episode I said at the end that I was close to a level, and I was really not anywhere near a level. I think it's Slayer, which is like over 100k off the next level, and Invention are the next two, so I'm not really need any. Surprisingly, I've managed to actually get fishing down to 90k, which is pretty good. However, that is because I've actually landed up changing fishing techniques. I'm now actually doing waterfall fishing long last, which has probably taken me forever to change over to. I finally went and changed over, and I really should have changed over much quicker actually, because it is so much more efficient. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do this sinkhole so I can hopefully get some more tokens so we can get closer to this Charming Imp. Right, and there we go, there is the first dungeon over. I managed to get second actually. I've got a feeling someone was maybe AFK because I got 570 points, and when you get 570 points you usually win. Or no, two people, fucking hell, there's a lot of really shit people in this. Anyway, so I'm right now on a small lamp. Let's hopefully try and get the dungeoneering tokens out of this. And there we go, I do get the tokens after all. That's an extra 5k now, so I should be able to do another sinkhole in the time that is left, and then hopefully we should be able to get the Charming Imp. If not, I've got a daily reset token, which means you can do some daily activities, like for example sinkholes, guttons, catch. You can reset them once a day. I've got a few of them in my bank which I can go ahead and use like I did yesterday. Right, so that is me finished the second dungeon now. I actually got a decent amount of points. I finished 4th though, which I was quite disappointed about. However, there was an absolute beast who swamped the lobby. I did manage to get dungeoneering tokens though, which I'm very, very happy about, so that should give me enough. Basically, across the 2 dungeons, you get 5,500. 2 of them is 11k, and I definitely needed less than 11k, so let's just go ahead and check here. That gives us over 100,000 tokens, and that means you can go ahead and buy the Charming Imp back long last, wherever the fuck you are. There you are. So buy Charming Imp, very much a worth and useful buy if you can get your hands on it. I imagine most people that do combat do have their hands on it. Hopefully this time I can add it to your tool belt, which would be so useful. However, you need to be taught by a Slayer Master, so I need to work at that, because obviously I don't want this situation to happen again. The reason I lost it because I was running from Edgeville up to the Abyss, and I mean I was so AFK it was unreal. So it was the most silly thing as well, because the amount of food I ate, like, I've not really been in a PvP situation, I don't think, ever in RuneScape 3 since the Evolution of Combats came out, and he hit like half my health for one hit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So, I'm a bit annoyed by that, but now I finally got it back, which hopefully means I can go ahead and have a bit more fun with combat. Right, so my current assignment is Fire Dragons, which I'm pretty sure is pretty shit. I don't have a Slayer helm, I've got loads of Slayer rings, nothing really too exciting, which is kind of unfortunate. However, I'm probably going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to add and work out what is the best weapon to rank up. So I'm not at all sure really how to do inventions. I'm very quickly just going to jump online, see what is the best to do. And from there, I guess I'll go ahead and work out what weapon I want to add a weapon gizmo shell to. And if you don't know, basically a weapon gizmo shell that gets leveled up and you redeem that for invention XP, or in a sense you disassemble it, I think. However, I'm not 100% sure myself, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and find out. So one thing I do want to say is that I'm not a pro player. I realise if you watch other RuneScape YouTubers, then they know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing at all with this game, because I only get to play maybe an hour or so on average a day. That means that unfortunately I do not know too much about the game, whereas a lot of bigger YouTubers, like, it's their job, so they get to play it non-stop. Lucky for them, but not for me. Anyway, so I think I understand the process of creating the weapon now. So I'm going to be using a crystal halberd. Watched a friend's video, he suggested it, but it's also a style of slashing and fire giants, which I know is a really shit task. However, I'm going to race through that task anyway. The good thing is, because I have 117k bonus in Slayer, it means I'm still going to get a decent amount, and I know that in the future I should obviously try and go ahead and probably re-roll that task, because that task is so shit. I will do it in the future when I get more into Slayer. However, that's why I've gone for the Crystal Halberd. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add stuff to it now. So basically I consumed all my Divine Charges, not really at all sure what that does. I'm now going to use my Augmenter on the weapon, and that's basically saying the process can't be undone. One thing that is really annoying me, actually, it's obviously for the bloody Valentine's event, these petals that keep coming in, they keep filling up my inventory, which is really annoying. However, they are worth 10k. Another day when I was in the end of the last Road to Max, which ended 2 days ago, I decided to go ahead and just do AFK fishing for like 8 hours while doing some coursework, so that was on the background. So I got most of the way for 97 actually. I probably got about 700k that day. Very nice. The amount of petals I got, I made over 1 million just some petals, and that was AFK, which is pretty goddamn awesome. I don't know why though, because the items you actually get from this are like jack shite, or it looks that anyway. I realise some people, I mean, that's actually kind of cool. But bar that, it's not really appealing to me. I realise it might be appealing to other people, but a lot of this customization and emote stuff just is not my cup of tea. So I'm now going to go ahead and add it to my weapon gizmo shell, and this will basically be attached on to my halberd, and that is where I'll get XP. I want to try and make sure that I don't get anything negative though. So if we go ahead and add in these and then bladed parts, I'm literally just watching our friend's video right now. So that is the possibility of different things I can get. Blunted 1 to 3, dragon bait and taunting. So let's go ahead and create it. So it looks like we got deal 30% less damage to dragons. It doesn't really affect me, to be honest, so that's absolutely fine. Always scald while this item is equipped. That's a little bit but considering I'm doing fire dragons, I really don't think I'm going to land up dying. Saying that as well, the armor that I'll be using, it's not going to be too good because it's only fire dragons. I don't need to bring my best setup. Right, so now that is done, I can go ahead and use this and stick this on the weapon. And that's us now got an augmented crystal halberd with 2 of the perks. I'm now going to go ahead and get ready to do fire giants. I think I'm going to go do them at the Waterfall dungeon. I think there's a resources dungeon there for them if I can remember correctly, or at least there's about 5 up there, which will be nice. And jump forward about 10 minutes from now doing the Slayer task. One thing I can already predict, people's comments saying why you're not using armor gizmo shells. They're the exact same if you don't know to weapon gizmo shells, except you add them to armor. Quite self-explanatory, to be honest. I simply don't have any. I simply don't have the parts and the components, and that's something that I need to land up going ahead and getting over the next day or two, so I can make this much more efficient, because I might as well train multiple items instead of just the one weapon. That'll get me much more invention XP, which means I will slowly get closer to 99. However, I've not even really thought that far. It'd just be nice to get over the 1 million mark first of all. I don't really know how the 33, I think it's maybe actually 36 million. things actually working, to be honest, because it's a bit weird having to train a skill that high. I don't know what the XP rates are compared to other skills, because that's what I'd always base stuff on. You know, for example, agility 200k per hour, you compare that with cooking 600, 700k per hour, you can do that comparison, but you can't really do that comparison with invention, just because, say you do get 700k an hour, you do need to remember that 99 is like 3 times the XP, so does that mean it's really only a third of that amount? I don't know, so it's a bit difficult. One thing I do need to do actually, I'm getting quite a lot of bones here, so I need to analyse these. So there's a really high junk chance on looks like everything I'm picking up, which is kind of annoying. I can't disassemble these fucking Valentine's hearts, which is quite annoying. So I should have brought my bone crusher actually, I'm starting to realise. However, it doesn't really matter because I do have 99 prayer now. However, I might as well have it on me, especially when I've got this much free inventory space. Won't take me long to do a Slayer task at all, to be honest. I'm absolutely blitzing through it. Not really getting too much XP. However, I do have some double XP, so I mean that will help it a little bit. However, once I get this done, I can hopefully get a much better task. So that's me finished the task. Didn't record the end of it because there's nothing really exciting happened, to be honest. I got a new task, dry gores, about 180 of them, so that should be a much more exciting and beneficial task. I'm now only 20k away from a Slayer level, which is very good. Coming up on Bissell Demons actually, which is quite cool, because I remember when I started playing Runescape, it was always the dream to be able to kill them and get my own whip. I realise now whips are worth jack shite, but it would still be nice to fulfill that, and also when I get 99 smithing to make my own rune set from scratch. Anyway, enough about that. One question I have for you is, I'm not the best with Slayer, as you know. I'm not a pro player, but basically I don't know what I should do with my Slayer points, honestly. If I go into learn here, this is where the Charming Imp can be attached to your tool belt. That's 500 points. That seems a lot. I feel that maybe I should go ahead and do a Slayer helm, but again, I don't have that much points. I've got 300, a fair amount. However, I also need to remember that if I do get an AIDS task, then I can't skip it, or I've not blocked anything, so I also need to keep points for that. So it really, I don't know what to do with the points really. I don't think I'm knowledged enough to basically use the points efficiently, so that's where you guys come in. So tell me what the best thing is to do with my Slayer points. So one thing I want to do before I go is just go ahead here and check my weapon. As you can see here, it says it's level 3, it's worth 4,200 XP. However, I don't really get that because it's not really worth that. So that Slayer task, as we know, it wasn't too difficult one. So if I actually go ahead and disassemble this, or try to disassemble this, it basically comes up here saying the weapon is level 3. It's worth 27,000 Invention experience. I'm not going to go ahead and disassemble that, because if you were to level up higher, then you're going to get more XP. It's as simple as that. If we come back here into check actually, and you go over the eye, it basically gives you the pros and cons of disassembling the weapon at different stages. If I was to go ahead and disassemble it now, however, I would actually get a level. Not worth it though, because I did spend about $1 million on this weapon, so I want to try and get this all the way up to level 10. That would be the most ideal, so I can get the most XP. I do realise that that would take me a lot of Slayer tasks, one, and a lot of time, because as you go up the levels it does get harder to level up. That is just logical. And also, for doing different Slayer tasks, they're not all melee orientated, so for some of them I'm going to have to use range weapons like carrels, crossbows and pistols, and like magic weapons like polypore staff. So I might sort of have a weapon for each different combat style and just sort of level them up. This does mean, as I said, that with Invention, it means for a month I'm going to get no levels, and then all of a sudden, bang, I'm going to get like 10 levels because I go ahead and disassemble the item all at once, which is a wee bit flawed, I think, but this is a real incentive for me to do combat. I'm really wanting to go ahead and do some more Slayer, which is good. Now that's really going to wrap this video up here now that I've done the Slayer task. Basically, this Road to Max episode sort of evolved around a day in the life. I had a list of stuff I had to do today. That was go ahead and get a Charming Imp. I had to go ahead and add a weapon gizmo onto a weapon, and then I had to go ahead and do a Slayer task, and I've done all them 3. And I think in the current Road to Max sort of format, you don't get to see that. You don't get to see me doing the process of getting the level, you just see me getting the level, which is kind of rubbish, and that's why I feel that definitely the series has got a bit more dull and boring, because you're missing out on this sort of content, which I think a lot more people would appreciate. Now, if you would like to see this sort of format be introduced, then leave a comment down below. I'll take all feedback on board, positive or negative. You do need to remember that the episodes would be much shorter because I wouldn't have this longer outro trying to explain to you, and also the intro explaining to you really how this video is different. It would also mean, however, that I can make 2 or 3, if not more of these a week, just because I literally started recording this at 7 o'clock at night, 6:30, and it's now 2 hours later, and that's me just about done the video, so it's quite easy to do. I realise that if I was to do this in the future, the clips would maybe span over a wee bit of a longer period, not 2 hours, but the whole day, or I can maybe do it for 2 days and do one of these every 2 days, for example. It really all depends as well on when I do get to play Runescape. Because it is the weekend right now, I do have some spare time. However, in the week, I don't always have spare time, but then I could upload quest guides in that time, so it really all just depends. But bottom line is, do you like this format or not? Yes or no? Should I change it from the older format of just showing you me getting the level to this sort of newer format? I realise I didn't get any levels in this video, but I will at times get levels. It might mean that if I'm doing one of these, I only land up getting like 1 level per episode, or I could always change the name of the series to like Hightower's Journey Through RuneScape or something like that, so it's not orientated on Road to Max, because a lot of Road to Max series are you just getting the level, and I think it'd be better showing you more of the process of me getting all the way to max instead of just the levels on my way to max. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. So again, give me your feedback down below. I want lots and lots of comments. Please leave this video a like rating, as it really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed for some reason, then please go ahead and do. My name is Hightower 5000 and I'm out. Adios.